Okay.
Yeah. Just quickly, it came out last year,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw it at the library on the newly released stuff,
Yeah.
and it caught my eye because it looked like an IKEA catalog. So, and it was called Horror Store, written like STOR with the umlaut over the O. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, it is like it's a play on IKEA.
Mm-hmm.
But I picked it up and read the back, and it sounded like a ghost story taking place in a IKEA-like store. The store is called Orsk, not IKEA, but it's like a IKEA ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because in the book they're saying it's an IKEA ripoff. They make a lot of references to IKEA.
Okay.
Anyway, to make a long story short, I decided to check it out, and it's taken me over a year to get it because apparently every kid on the planet had checked it out and put holds on it. So yeah, I'm reading it now.
But it's a good story. It's entertaining. I think you said that you could see it as being a blueprint for a awesome movie.
It's ready to print. It's ready to, let's film this thing. It turned out to be so good. While it's a teen fiction, it's, it's got a little bit of cussing and a little bit of, not a lot of romance. You said it was a teen romance novel.
I was just kidding. I was trying to get you wound up and fired up, but.
I know. But there's a little bit of that, and, it's definitely has a ton of horror elements. It has gore. It has possession and seances and, yeah, enough physical violence and bloody gore to satisfy. This could totally be an excellent rated R horror film.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking about contacting the author. I mean, and it's such a fun, clever idea because basically, every morning at the store, if anyone out there has not been in an IKEA, like you're not going to understand the full thing of what's going on here. But if you've been in an IKEA and you've followed those arrows through the store, and seen all the furniture and you know how giant those stores are, basically this horror story is taking place in this store, and it's middle of the night. In the morning everything's vandalized, so some of the employees stay overnight to try to catch oh boy,
because that's what we needed.
Yep, telephone, gotta go. I've talked enough about that already anyway.
All right.
What did you say? Oh, you're breaking up on me. Sorry, I cannot hear you. I'm kinda busy.
Okay, so anyway, I won't go on and on about Horror Store.
Just that it's really good and worth checking out?
It totally is.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, and, a lot of times with teen novel, it's dealing with teens.
Mm-hmm.
These people are in their 20s. They're and there's some characters that are a little older. And I get the feeling that the author is like our age, because some of the references and things he makes are from things that I grew up with. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so, you don't have to be a teen to enjoy this book, for sure. It's just a fun, super fun, easy read, and, yeah. And if you love IKEA like I do, you gotta read it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what did you think about Birdman?
How come I have to keep talking?
Well, okay.
What did you think about Birdman?
I'll tell you what, I didn't know what to think. I knew kind of what the trailers led to me to believe.
Right, and it wasn't that,
and it
was
wasn't
it?
That. It wasn't even close to that.
Right.
Once I got past that and settled into it, I thought it was tremendous. I enjoyed.
Really?
Well, yeah, I enjoy acting and seeing what's going on behind the cameras and behind the mind of the actors. It was self-deprecating enough to make it enjoyable for me.
Well, and this was theater.
Yes.
And that's a whole nother. These are people trying to make it on Broadway.
Yeah.
That's a whole other
animal. And so you look at the crossroads between that, because that's where, Michael Keaton's character was.
Yes.
And so it was enjoyable. Some intense performances by what are great actors.
And why was it called Birdman?
Well, that was the character that he had played some 20-odd years ago.
Right.
And he refused to continue playing it after 3 things. And it had a lot to do with Hollywood and the superhero movies that are being made. You know what I mean? It's just commentary on that, satire of that a bit.
Right.
And so not at all what you would expect. I would say investigate it more before you watch it. If you think you're getting a washed-up superhero movie, that's not quite what you're in for.
That's how they marketed it.
That was how they marketed it, and that's
I couldn't wait to watch it, and it won so many awards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was supposed to be so excellent. I guess it was.
Yeah, but in a different way.
It fell flat for me just because it wasn't. It's kind of what I wasn't in the mood for that kind of a movie.
Oh, okay.
And man, it was long.
Yeah.
It was long, and I wasn't in the mood for that kind of a movie, and that isn't what I thought I was sitting down for.
Okay.
That being said, I mean, I think it was really good.
Okay.
It had a lot of that, you jump right in, the camera starts following a character, you're basically just witnessing everybody's dialogue, and you get the feeling a cameraman is just running around filming people candidly.
Right, and it rely on a lot of Hollywood tricks and camera stuff too. Trick shots and things like that, you know what I mean? I want to say that opening scene was, or seemed, like it was like 15 minutes straight. You know, you had this kind of Hitchcockian thing where they were doing tricks with the camera and...
Well, it felt like it was all...
Cuts.
It was like one shot. At first I thought, oh my gosh, this is one of those movies where they filmed the whole entire thing in one...
take.
One take.
Yeah.
But then the breaks started coming in a little bit, But yeah, it was totally, you really got to know the backstage, because it was basically the camera person was following the characters around, and as they were rushing through the halls and talking to people, and then it might catch a little bit of a conversation and then follow those people down a different hall or into a different room, or, yeah, I mean, it was definitely artistically done and different.
Yeah.
I think.
So, I think we killed it.
Yeah, and if we didn't, we should.
All right. Yeah. Well, as always, folks, thanks for listening. You can get in contact with us by contacting us directly by emailing me at madsaxon, MADSAXXON @yahoo.com. Look us up on Facebook, VICISINTERIMO.
Are you sure you spelled that right?
I am. I ran out of breath on that one.
Take a breath.
All right. Or just friend me, S. Michael Jones, on Facebook there. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much.